Hello guys, welcome to my channel. It's Luke and together. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're having a great day. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. It massively helps, and please like the video, push that thumbs up button. That also helps really. Well, that also really helps. I'm sorry for that. But yeah, and also please push that notification bell so that you can get notified each time I post a new video. And then yeah. So today I would like to talk about Tottenham Hotspur. I would like to talk about Spurs. And my question really today, and I would like to hear your opinion about this as well. Is Spurs a dark horse to challenge for the Premier League title for this upcoming season? Can Spurs challenge for the league title this season? Or what is success for Tottenham Hotspur for this upcoming season? What would be deemed as success for Tottenham for this upcoming season? So obviously, in the last 4 or 5 years, Manchester City and Liverpool have dominated English football. And the reason obviously I say that is because in the last 5 years, so going back to 2017, the teams that have won the Premier League title are only Manchester City and Liverpool. Manchester City have won it in 2017, 2018, 2020, 2021, no, it's 2017, 2018, 2020, because no, Liverpool won it in 2020. So, okay, I've got this wrong. So obviously, Manchester City won the league in 2017-18, so 2018, and then in 2018-19, so 2019, then Liverpool won it in 2019-20, so Liverpool won it in 2020, after the COVID lockdown. And then obviously in 2020-21, Manchester City won it again, and then in 2021-22, Manchester City won it again. So Manchester City have won it 4 of the last 5 years, and Liverpool have won it 1 in the last 5 years. But those are the only 2 teams that have won the Premier League title in the last 5 years. So that's obviously domination. So can we see another team challenging for the league title? The last team we saw, other than Manchester City and Liverpool, to challenge for the title was Chelsea in 2016, when they had Antonio Conte, who was a great coach, who is now a coach for Tottenham Hotspur. And I think Antonio Conte is really a great coach. I think Manchester United really missed out on him. Obviously, they have Eric Ten Hag now, and he seems to be doing a good job, judging from preseason. But obviously, preseason is very different to the to the main Premier League season. But he did really well. And I'm not talking really about the 4-0 Liverpool win. I know Manchester United fans were bouncing up and down because they won 4-0 against Liverpool. I don't think that's any indication with regards to which team is better or whatever, because it's preseason. But with all that being said, Manchester United have looked a lot better than they were last season during preseason, and it looks like they have like clear patterns of play with regards to how they are setting up and all of that type of stuff. So I expect them to improve this season. But anyways, so can Tottenham challenge for the Premier League title this upcoming season? So obviously Tottenham last year, they had a really good season. Well, obviously they had a bad start to the season because Harry Kane came back to training camp saying that he wants to leave and all of that stuff. Well, he came back after he confirmed that he's not going to leave. He's going to be staying at Tottenham because the move to Manchester City fell off. But he obviously didn't want to be there, and he started the season off poorly. They had Nuno Espirito Santo, who was really not liked by the players. Like his training methods, did not really like the players, including Harry Kane, were not really a fan of Nuno Espirito Santos' training methods. So I think he won his first 4 games, but then after that, it kind of went from like winning your first 4 games to being a disaster, and then he got sacked, obviously by Daniel Levy, and then Antonio Conte came as the new coach. And after Antonio Conte came as the new coach, obviously the Spurs players looked fitter, they worked harder, they ran a lot more. So obviously there was a clear change in the style of play. They were able to defend better under Antonio Conte. So there was a clear change in the style of play when Antonio Conte came to the football club. And then as well as they were also they were also fitter, because also Antonio Conte is kind of like he has rules with regards to the types of foods that are allowed at the canteen of the team. So like at Tottenham Hotspur at the moment, tomato sauce, mayonnaise, those are not allowed. So the players can't eat tomato sauce and mayonnaise because obviously Antonio Conte thinks it's a detriment to the fitness levels of the players. So Antonio Conte is kind of like those methods whereby the players, like under him, like at every club he's been at, the players really look fit after they've been coached by Antonio Conte. Even Lukaku was a bit overweight when he went to Manchester United, and when he went to Chelsea as well. Like his weight was kind of he was not in the right physical condition for a football player. But under Antonio Conte, he was really lean and fit. So Antonio Conte is really good at coaching, as well as like things like nutrition, fitness, and all of that type of stuff. So and Tottenham have a really good team. Even though I don't trust Lloris, their goalkeeper. I know he's a World Cup winner and all of that stuff, but he's really looked shaky these past few years, especially last season. There's a few errors that he really made. Like I remember when we played Tottenham, when they beat us at the Etihad 3-2. The first goal we scored, that was scored by Gundogan, was from an error from Lloris, because a cross came from Sterling, and then instead of catching the ball, he caught the ball, and then he then let go of it, and then Gundogan took the chance, and then he scored. So Lloris has looked a bit shaky, so I'm not really sure about him. But defensively, even though they don't have like names that are, let's say, marquee names on defense, I think they have good enough defenders. I like the guy Sergio Romero that they signed from, I think, Atalanta. I think they signed him from Atalanta, I'm not sure. But there's that guy called Sergio Romero, who's an Argentinian international. Then Eric Dyer has looked quite a bit solid, a bit more solid under Antonio Conte. Ben Davies has looked a bit more solid under Antonio Conte. So they've got a good defensive base, and then their midfield is really good. It's like a workhorse or a workman-like midfield with Højbjerg and Bentancur. Bentancur has a little bit more quality going forward than Højbjerg. He offers more with regards to his passing range, with regards to him and his technical ability in terms of keeping the ball. And then also they have they obviously have their wing backs. I think they have Doherty and Region, or whoever it is who played left wing back last season. And then obviously their front three, that's the main thing that is massively going to help Tottenham, and that's the main thing that made them make the top four last season. Kane, Son, and Kulusevski. Those guys are the three players, or maybe Kulusevski is not world class because he's only performed for half a season, but Kane and Son are definitely world class, and those are the players that's the spine of the Tottenham team that will allow them to be a really good team this upcoming season. And obviously going on to the new signings that they've made, they've signed Ivan Perisic from Inter Milan, who is a Croatian international, who's a really good player. Excuse me, I know some of you might say he's old, because I think he's 33 or 34, I'm not sure, but he did make the team of the season in Serie A. I know Serie A is not as competitive as the Premier League, but there are still good enough teams in Serie A that obviously can play elite level football, and he made the team of the season there, playing as left wing back. And then he's also a Croatian international, made the World Cup final with Croatia back in 2018. Obviously, Luka Modric was the main spine of the team, but he really played a massive role as well. And then they've also signed Jed Spence. Jed Spence is an England international who played, well, when I say England international, I don't mean he plays for the English national team, because he doesn't. He hasn't yet been called up by Gareth Southgate, but he was a really good player in the championship. He really performed well, made the team of the season there, won the championship with Nottingham Forest, who have been promoted to the Premier League. So really good player. Obviously, we don't know whether he's gonna make it in the Premier League, because the championship and the Premier League are two different things. Like it's two different beasts. The Premier League is in a whole different level compared to the championship, but you can always make that step up, as we saw with Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips used to play in the championship, came up with Leeds to the Premier League, really played well their first season. I know their second season they were a little bit shaky, but Calvin Phillips was injured for the majority of the season. Also James Maddison for Leicester, who's a really quality player, also came from the championship, because he came from Norwich when Norwich was still playing in the championship. So there's quite a number of players who've come from the championship who are good enough Premier League players. So I think Jed Spence has the potential to certainly succeed in the Premier League. And then they also signed Ben Foster. I'm not going to go into too much detail with regards to Ben Foster. He's a goalkeeper. He's mainly been signed to be a backup to Lloris, so that's why I'm not really going to go with a lot of detail there. And then they've also obviously signed they've obviously signed. So I talked about Jet Spence, Perisic, Ben Foster. Who's the other guy? Oh, they've signed Bissouma. They signed Bissouma, Yves Bissouma. Let me just fix my video here. Sorry for that. Okay, there we go. Okay, as I was still saying, they've also signed Yves Bissouma, who played for Brighton and Hove Albion. Now, Bissouma is a quality player. There's quite a number of clubs who are in for him. He really performed well with Brighton. Brighton are a really good team, to be honest. The City fans will know that we are trying to sign Marco Correa from Brighton, even though Brighton are kind of playing hardball with regards to the money that they want. They want £50 million. But I'm not doing a video about Marco Correa here or Brighton, but Brighton are a really good team, and Yves Bissouma really performed well for them. So I think he really helps their midfield. He makes their midfield stronger. And he might start over Højbjerg, or like, I don't know, they might play 3-5-2 with 3 midfielders, and Højbjerg and Bissouma and Bentancur might start. I'm not sure, but Yves Bissouma is a really quality midfielder. And then who's the other player that they signed? Because I think they signed 6 players. They signed Jet Spence, Perisic, Bissouma, Ben Foster. Who's the other guy? I forgot now. I forgot who are the other guys they signed. But Tottenham have made, maybe it's going to come up to my head. Tottenham have really made some great signings this season to add to the squad that they had, because they haven't lost lots of players from their squad. Because I think the players that have left is Steve Bergwijn, who really didn't play that much. And who else? I think Tanganga is going to leave. I'm not sure. But those are the players that Tottenham Hotspur have signed. Obviously, I mentioned 4. I think they signed 6. I'm just not sure about the other 2. But they signed 6 players to add to the squad that they already had, which was a really good squad. They made top 4 last year. So to go back to our question, I'm just getting notifications there. Sorry for that. I'm kind of looking there at the top. I was getting a notification about our starting 11 for the Community Shield. But anyways, sorry for that. They've obviously signed they've signed the 6 players that they've signed, and then they have the squad that they have that they had last season. So going back to the question that I was asking at the beginning of the video, can Tottenham Hotspur challenge for the league title? Personally, I think they're going to get closer to Manchester City and Liverpool, because they finished over 20 points behind Manchester City and Liverpool. I'm not sure like how many points exactly. I just know that Chelsea at number 3 finished 19 points behind Manchester City, who were the eventual leaders. City were 1 point ahead of Liverpool, so they were 18 points behind Liverpool. So I think Tottenham, they were 20 plus points behind Manchester City and Liverpool. So I think they would close that gap possibly to less than 15 or less than 10 points. Because I think Conte has had a preseason with the squad. He's got new fresh faces to the club. So I think they will massively improve from the team that they were last season. And they were a very good team last season, partly because they've got Kane, they've got Kulusevski, they've got Son, who are really good finishers and they can score goals. Because I think since January, when Kulusevski came to Tottenham, they were the highest scorers in the Premier League, if not the second highest scorers in the Premier League, behind either Manchester City or Liverpool. I'm not really sure about that stat, but they were really up there with regards to the amount of goals that they scored. So they can score goals, and now they've added to their the other player that they signed is Clement Lenglet from Barcelona, who's a French international. He had a really shaky time at Barcelona last season, and I think 2 seasons ago, and has had massive injuries, but he's a good player, and he signed for Barcelona, meaning at least he's good enough. I mean, you don't sign for Barcelona if you're a weak player. So I think, especially with the ability of Conte to improve players, with the ability that Conte has of improving players, I think he can improve Clement Lenglet. Maybe he can boost his confidence a little bit, because as a defender, in fact, any position on the football pitch is really important to be confident, because when you're not confident, it kind of massively affects your performance. So I think Antonio Conte can help Clement Lenglet to kind of improve his confidence and also obviously improve his game. But I think Tottenham Hotspur this season will get closer to Manchester City and Liverpool, but I just don't see it, like, I don't see them kind of challenging, or like, let's say at the end of the season, if Manchester City or if Liverpool win the title, because I don't believe Spurs can win the title, Not because of the fact like of the Spursy thing that Spurs always bottle it or whatever. I just don't think the strength of their squad is like as good as Manchester City or Liverpool, who have really elite squads. Because to win the league title right now, you need 90 plus points. Even that can be quite low because these past few seasons, Manchester City has won the league with 100 points, with 98 points. Liverpool have won it with 99. Liverpool have finished runners-up with 97 points. So you need almost close to 100 points to win the league title. And I just don't see Tottenham Hotspur making that jump from where they finished last season to all of a sudden getting close to 100 points in the league title, like in the league table. So I personally don't think Tottenham can win the league, but I think they can definitely get closer to Manchester City or Liverpool. I think they have the potential to finish at least less than 15 points or less than 10 points from Liverpool and Manchester City, rather than finishing 20 plus points behind them. So I think, as I've already said, my top 4 predictions, I predicted that Tottenham are going to finish third, above Chelsea, above Arsenal, above Man United. So I really rate Tottenham Hotspur. I just don't think they have the ability. I think they have the potential maybe, but I don't think they will be able to finish above Liverpool or above Manchester City, because those teams have really set the benchmark and they've really set the bar with regards to the amount of points you need to win the league title, and the level of consistency that you need to have in order to win the league title in England. They've kind of raised the bar. So I personally don't think Tottenham can win the league title, but I think they can definitely get closer to Manchester City and Liverpool because of the level of quality that they have, because of their front line with regards to Kane, Son and Kulusevski, with regards to the signings that they've made. I think they can massively improve from last season and they can be a bit more consistent. And let's not forget, both Liverpool and Manchester City did not beat Tottenham last season. Manchester City lost both games to Tottenham. We lost 1-0. It was the first day of the season last year, and then we lost 3-2 at the Etihad last season. Liverpool drew 2-2 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and then I think it was a 1-0 draw at Anfield. So that's a massive improvement on its own, because Tottenham used to lose to those teams. They used to lose to Manchester City, even though they beat Manchester City on quite a few occasions, but they always lost to Liverpool. But now they made that massive leap of not being beaten by those teams and beating Manchester City twice in the same season, which is quite a phenomenal achievement, to be honest, because not many teams do that. Because I think last season it's only Tottenham who took maximum points from Manchester City. Because the other teams that took points from us, it's Liverpool, because we drew against them 2 times, and then it was Crystal Palace, they beat us, and then we drew the other game. And then I think it was, who's the other team? I forgot the other team. But apart from Tottenham, there's no other team that took maximum points of Manchester City last season, and that's quite an achievement, to be honest. So I think Tottenham can massively improve from last season, but I don't think they're going to win the league title unless catastrophe hits Manchester City and Liverpool. And when I say catastrophe, like if they get massive injuries, obviously that kind of swings the things in the balance, and that can cause Tottenham to have a chance of winning the league title if there are injuries. But barring any injuries to Manchester City and Liverpool, I just don't see Tottenham Hotspur challenging Manchester City or like winning the league title. I only see Manchester City or Liverpool winning the league title. But what can Spurs achieve this season? Like, what is it that they can achieve this season? I think personally, Tottenham Hotspur have the potential to make a deep run in the Champions League. I don't think they can win the Champions League. That's not because I think Manchester City are going to win it or whatever. I'm not naive. I know we've kind of failed in the Champions League and we haven't won the Champions League so far. So I'm not going to say we're going to win the Champions League. But I just don't think there are teams like Bayern Munich, like Liverpool, like Real Madrid, who, by the way, last season, no one gave them a chance because everyone was saying that Manchester City is better than Real Madrid, Chelsea is better than Real Madrid, Liverpool is better than Real Madrid, and Real Madrid beat all those teams to win the Champions League. So I don't think you can just dismiss them and say, but in the Premier League, we've got better teams than Real Madrid, therefore they're not going to win the Champions League, because they proved last year that you don't necessarily have to be the best team to win the Champions League. You just have to have the nous and the experience that is required to win the Champions League. And Real Madrid obviously is the most experienced team in the Champions League. So I think Spurs have the potential to make a deep run in the Champions League. I don't think they can win it, but I think they have the potential to make a deep run in the Champions League. And I think they will either win the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup or the League Cup or the EFL Cup, whatever you want to call it. Because I think Conte in one-off games can beat anyone. In the league, he might not have the same level of consistency as Liverpool and Manchester City that's required to win, but I think in a one-off game, he can beat anyone. As he proved last season in the Premier League by not being beaten by Manchester City and actually beating Manchester City, and also not being beaten by Liverpool. So I think there's huge potential for Spurs to make a deep run in the Champions League and either win the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup, which would be a massive improvement for Tottenham Hotspur because they haven't won a trophy, I think, since 2008. I think the last time Tottenham won a trophy was the League Cup in 2008, which is a pretty long time ago. So I think it would be a massive welcome for them to win a trophy, and that would maybe attract more players to the club. And then if they can make that Champions League again for this season so that they can get more revenue for next season, and then so that they can buy more players. But with regards to them winning the league, I don't think they can win the league. However, next season, so the season after the one that's about to start, if Tottenham make the Champions League and they win a trophy and Conte stays at the club and then they sign more players, I think they have like, I think I would not be surprised when someone says Tottenham are going to win the league this season, because I think they would have to, like, right now I think they have the potential, but I don't think they're going to do it. But from next season, so the season after the one that's going to start, I think they will have the ability to win the thingy, to win the league. Because ability and potential are two different things. You can have the potential to do something, but it doesn't mean you're going to do something just because you have the potential to do it. But I think from next season, I think they will have the ability to win the Premier League. Because I think they will have, like, Conte is going to have a season under his belt, a full season under his belt. And if they make that Champions League, they're going to get more revenue to sign more players so that they can improve the quality of their squad, and then so that they can improve the depth of their squad. So I think from next season, I think they will be one of the favorites to win the league title together with Manchester City and Liverpool. So I think that's my view with regards to Tottenham Hotspur. I would like to hear your views as well. So I think I'd like you to comment on the thingy, to comment on the section below. And kind of give me your opinion with regards to what you think might happen with regards to Tottenham, whether you think they can win the league or not. I would really appreciate if you would comment on the section below. And then also please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Please push that notification bell so that you can get notified every time I post a new video. And please like the video if you really enjoyed it. And as I've said, I would like you to comment on the thingy, to comment on the section below, because I'd really like to hear your opinions about this. Yeah, thank you for watching the video. We'll see you in the next one.